Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Ziggy's Rants. And as usual, please, plenty of likes. It really helps spread the word and the algorithm. It gets seen by more people. So more likes, the better. Share, because then more people get to see it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free. Okay, now that's over with. On to today's topic. The Glasgow Pro UK event. Now then, there's been a lot of talk about this event and what was going to be said and who was going to be there. So I'm going to put some things straight because the mainstream media, as we've all seen in the past and what are doing right now, are lying about it, and so are the nationalist propaganda machine. For starters, Susan Aitken said there was 150 there. I'll get this out of the way because I think numbers are irrelevant. She said there was 150 there. Well, I know from a reliable source. Well, we all know it is Craig Houston. He does very successful podcaster. He was there. He spoke on the day. He was one of the speakers, and he spoke very well, by the way. Yes, there was round about. He's been told that there was round about 600, maybe between 300 and 600 people there. But that's irrelevant because a lot of people wanted to turn up, but they couldn't turn up due to what's been said over the last 5 or 6 weeks about the counter protesters turning up, wanting the counter protesters to turn up, having them in the same square as the pro UK rally, which was a ridiculous decision by the council, very dangerous decision by the council, could have led to trouble, which would have been on them if it had. Now then, yeah, so a lot of people didn't turn up because they were a bit worried about what might happen. So they didn't turn up, and because of what it was classed as a far right, bigoted, racist demonstration, which it was far from that. It was not that whatsoever. So that's that dispersed. Another one is the Sun. The Sun did a story on the Celtic ultras turning up in the masks and all blacked out, and they were kettled across the demonstration to be kept away from it. Now, the pictures they've used are not from today. They're from a previous rally quite a while ago. So they can't even get that right. So that just shows you where we are there. Now then, what was said? There was a lot of, I think they spoke very well. It was uplifting about the UK and about being part of the UK and wanting to be part of the UK, and what was discussed about immigration. Now, we heard quite a lot of shouting from the pro-Palestinian side about being called racist, shouting racists. Well, I didn't hear one racist word, not one racist rhetoric, none whatsoever. It was all about having a discussion about immigration and about the numbers of immigration and the uncontrolled numbers of immigration, which is a discussion we should be having. It's a concern for the country. That's not racist. That's not being racist. Nobody said, in fact, it was the opposite. I think Craig said that immigration in the numbers that we used to see, between 40 and 50,000 a year, was sustainable, was okay. Now it's at an uncontrolled, it's hundreds of thousands coming in, and that's not sustainable. That's uncontrolled immigration. We need immigration. We need people to come in who want to work, contribute to society, live by our laws, and respect our culture. So all we're asking for, and that's what every country wants. That's what every country needs. So I have no issues of immigration, and that's what was said at this rally. It was the speakers spoke well. passionately, controlled, and it was great to see. On the other side, a lot of shouting of racist, a lot of Palestinian flags being waved, and the usual crowd who were turned up. Nothing different to what we've seen before. But yeah, I'd just like to thank the speakers that spoke, especially Craig, who we all know is a friend of the show and friend of mine on Twitter. He spoke passionately, very well, talks a lot of sense, which is what we want to hear. And that's what I think has to come out of this. Not the numbers, not about the far right accusations, but we want to hear from people. We want the discussion. We want the discussion about immigration. It's needed. So shutting people up because they don't want to hear the truth and they don't want to have that discussion. Well, I'm sorry, but this is free speech, and we're entitled to have that say. And we're not far right. We're not bigots. We're not racist. We're just concerned about the country and where it's heading, and about immigration. We're allowed that. That's quite a normal human response. So let's have that discussion. Let's have it properly. Let's not start using calling people names just because you want to deflect from having the conversation. You want to discredit these people that are quite clearly worried about where the country's going. So let's have the discussion. Let's speak about it. So yeah, I think it was a good march, demonstration. I think the speakers spoke well, and I think the next one, I think it was a success. I think the next one will probably be bigger. There'll be more speakers, and it will grow from there, because we're not shutting up about this. We're not going to be quiet. We're not going to be silenced. We are entitled to say, and we're entitled to speak. And I think the silent majority have been quiet for too long. And now we are finding our voice. And I think we need to have this conversation. Politicians need to listen, and we need to have a conversation about this, where we cut out the childish names and we just have a frank and open conversation about immigration. So that's it's me done for today. Please, like I said, share, like, and subscribe. So thank you for listening, and till next time.